Hey, what's up? Welcome to this live class. I am so excited that you are watching. This is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited that you're taking time out of your day to be here with me. And if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for being here. This is going to be a really fun class. So we're just going to dive in. Let me get switched over to my slides. I wanted first just to say hi. I like feeling like we're more face-to-face doing it this way, but a lot of the presentation is going to be in slides. So we're going to switch over to my slides. Let me just switch them over right here real quick. All right, guys. So I hope that you guys can see my page. It should say the Instagram formula for hairstylists. And I'm loving that you guys are chatting in the chat box down below. So if you guys are seeing this, go ahead and give me a yes in the chat box. And then we're going to go over and we're going to just get started. So thank you guys so much for taking the time again out of your day and for being here in the chat box and just for being here on this class. I am having so much fun and I'm so excited that you're here. So before we get started, we are going to dive deep into a lot of things today, but I wanted to lay a few ground rules. So if for some reason you're watching this and it's not working, go ahead and just hit refresh. And don't worry, we're recording this so that we can catch a replay as well. So first, I want you to put your phone on silent. One of those things where a lot of times we get really distracted, and I am totally that person that sits and watch Netflix with my phone and I'm scrolling on Instagram, and I don't want that to be you today. So please put your phone on silent. If you have to put it in the other room or flip it over, whatever that is, so that you can be here 100% fully present. I want you to be present in this moment and close the door, put the kids away, turn off any distractions such as TV in the background, whatever that looks like. Go ahead and turn off any and all distractions, meaning close the door, get rid of them, right? And I want you to grab your cheat sheet and pen. If you haven't already downloaded this, if you're watching the replay, you can hit pause and go print it out. It's in the emails that we sent. Or if you don't have it, just grab a notebook. We're going to be diving deep into a lot of things. And I'm a note taker, so I love it when people go through and take notes with their cheat sheet or their pen. And last but not least, get ready to learn a ton. Now, I'm going to be going through things really quickly because I like to talk really fast. If you can't already tell, I am a fast talker. So we're going to be diving deep into stuff really fast today, but get ready to learn a ton. And I'm excited for you to take your business to the next level. And the fact that you're here over other stylists means that you are ready to take your business to the next level too, which makes me so stoked. So I'm guessing that you probably showed up today for one of these reasons. And I want you to type in the chat box one of these reasons. And if you're just watching this on the replay, go ahead and just think it out loud or write it down in your notebook. But I want you to write down why you're here today. So I'm guessing you showed up for number one. Write number one in the chat box if you aren't as booked as you want to be. You want to grow your following and clientele, but you just don't know exactly how to do that, or you're unsure of where to start. So if that's you today, go ahead and type in a 1 in the chat box. You're not as booked as you want to be. Number 2, you've tried using Instagram to promote your work, but nothing seems to be working for you. You aren't getting new clients and you're ready to throw in the towel and give up on Instagram. Now, I know that that's probably some of you guys here today. If you're feeling that way, go ahead and type in number 2 in the chat box if you're just tired of using Instagram, but you're not seeing results. Number 3, you're stressed out, burnt out, and not making enough money. You wish you could walk into the salon every day feeling excited to do hair, but lately you've been feeling bummed out about your job and not excited at all. And I'm going to be sharing a little bit of my story, kind of the things that I walked through. And I've definitely been in this place. I would have typed a number 3 in the chat box. Number 4, you're overwhelmed with all there is to do on Instagram, from when to post, how to take pictures, how to write engaging captions, how to attract real followers that turn into real clients. And I know that there's so many things to do on Instagram, even just how Instagram works. If you're feeling overwhelmed with Instagram, type a number 4. And last but not least, number 5, you feel stuck. You see other successful stylists killing it on Instagram, but you haven't found that secret for your business yet. And you wonder what the heck you're doing wrong. So you're scrolling through your Instagram page and your Instagram feed, and you see all these other stylists saying, booked out for months in advance, or I gained new clients, or whatever it is, not taking new clients maybe. And you're wondering, okay, what the heck am I doing wrong? What is going on that I'm not seeing that success with my business yet? So go ahead and let me know a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. I'm seeing lots of 1s and 2s. Oh my gosh, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. I would assume that means like what? All the above. Okay, I'm seeing all of the above. Yes, all of them. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So I'm feeling like a lot of you guys are struggling with a lot of these things, but I want you guys to think about this for a second. No matter what you typed in the chat box, I know that these are going to be things that we can overcome in today's class. I'm going to be sharing how you can do that. So thank you so much for taking the time to share that with me and to just be vulnerable with us here. As you can see, you're not alone. I'm seeing all the above. I feel stuck, overwhelmed. Yes, all of them. So thank you again for taking the time. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, just thinking about which one you would have picked. Maybe it was all the above, or maybe it's just one of the ones that you picked. But we're going to be overcoming these things today. So no matter why you showed up today in this class, no matter why you're watching this, I'm going to help you gain confidence in your Instagram game and show you how you can grow your business regardless at where you are in your journey as a hairstylist. So whether you just started beauty school yesterday or you've been in the industry for 30 years, I'm going to help you gain confidence in your Instagram and show you how to grow your business. Does that sound cool? I'm excited, and I'm excited that you're here. And I want you to know that no matter what, you are in the right place. I am here to guide you along your journey because I get it. I was there too. And I'm going to walk you through some of my story, but I want you to know that no matter what, I have been in that place, and I don't want you to feel alone, that I was there and I've been there with you. So in today's class, you are going to learn, we're going to be walking through lots of stuff, but here's a quick overview. So first, we're going to talk about a proven step-by-step formula for Instagram that will help you grow and transform your business by learning how to attract more clients, make more money, and create a job you love. So based off the things that you guys talked about today, I have a feeling that this step-by-step formula is going to help you out so much. Then we're going to talk about the journey that I see most hairstylists go through and how they end up on the wrong path that leads them to burnout. But the minor change you can make to ensure that you're moving forward on the right path that will lead you to loving your job and loving your life. And I see so many stylists end up on this wrong path, and I don't want you to be on that path. And maybe you already are. We're going to walk through it, and you might feel like, oh, I'm already there, but I'm going to teach you and talk with you guys about a change that you can make. And it's a minor change. It's a minor change that you can make to ensure that you're moving forward onto the right path. And last but not least, how to start attracting and gaining real clients that love you and you love back, no matter how many followers you have. And we're going to be talking about this idea of follower counts, and it doesn't matter how many followers you have, because I want you worried about attracting and gaining real clients, no matter how many followers you have, because at the end of the day, that's what we're working towards, is growing our business, not necessarily growing our follower count. So we're going to talk deeper about that in a second, but I hope that this gives you a good, clear overview of what we're going to be going into. And I just want to say that you're definitely going to want to stay till the end, because as a thank you for staying till the end, I am giving you an exclusive Q&A session, and you can ask me anything about Instagram. So if you are here live, we're going to be talking about a exclusive Q&A. I don't answer educational questions outside of these types of things. So if you want to ask me a question about Instagram, this is now your chance. And the second thing for staying till the end, even if you're watching this on the replay, I'm going to be giving you the How to Beat the Algorithm guide exclusively to this class. So I don't give out this guide anywhere else. There's not another place you can sign up for it. But if you stay till the end, watch the class all the way through to the end, you're going to get the How to Beat the Algorithm guide absolutely free. And we'll send it to you in an email just as a thanks for staying till the end. So here we go. Let's dive in. Before we get into the content, I want to do a quick introduction. And in case some of you guys don't know me, my name is Jamie Dana, and I want to share with you guys a real look into my journey as a hairstylist. Now, what you're not going to hear in this story is how I went from rags to riches, or how all of a sudden I became insanely popular and, had all these followers on Instagram. I want to share with you guys the real look into my journey as a hairstylist, the vulnerable side, the things that people don't want to talk about. Because at the end of the day, I don't want it to come off as I've been an overnight success, because my journey has been hard. And I want to share with that so that you guys know that you're not alone, because no one's journey is perfect or easy. No matter what you see on Instagram or, all the pages that you follow, nobody has it perfect. And I want to share with you guys a real look into my life. So Basically, I've been in the industry for about 10 years now. I graduated high school at the age of 16, and no, not because I was a genius kid or super smart or anything. It's basically because I was homeschooled my whole life, and I was able to graduate high school early. So thanks, mom and dad. I was homeschooled, and I think I turned out okay, but I am secretly kind of a big dork deep down inside. But anyways, I graduated high school at 16 and I went straight to beauty school right out of high school. And throughout my beauty school journey, I was taught that in order to be successful, you should try to get a job at any salon that would hire you, and you should take any and every client that will sit in your chair. And it was going to take a minimum of 5 years to get fully booked as a stylist. And so here's actually me on day one of beauty school, or this is the day that we got our doll heads. You guys can see my beautiful roll set there. And I was so excited to be starting as a hairstylist. Obviously, I'm very young in this photo, very naive. And I remember hearing that statistic that it's going to take 5 years to grow your business as a stylist. And I was like, you know what? No, that's not going to be me. I've got this. I'm cute. I'm trendy. I'm young. Like, I'm not going to take 5 years to grow my business. I'm business savvy. I'm smart. Like, I'm going to be able to do this way faster. So I also learned in beauty school that the majority of people that went to beauty school with me would have quit the hair industry within those first 5 years and would be doing something else. And I actually found this to be true about 9 years later. There's only a few people that I went to school with that are still in the industry that are actually doing well, that are, succeeding in their field and in their area of expertise. And most of them have quit and gone on to other things or just aren't doing hair at all. So basically after beauty school, I did what I was taught. I went and I got an assisting job at a salon and I started assisting a few days a week. I just basically went to salons that I thought would hire me. And I wasn't looking at like cheap salons. I was looking at nice salons, but I found a salon that would hire me and I started working there. And I learned really early on that I was wrong and that it was actually going to be a lot harder to build a clientele than I originally thought. So little old me walked into the salon thinking, I've got this. I'm going to build a clientele super easy. And that's not exactly what happened. So before Instagram came around, I would sit around at my salon hoping that somebody would call in from Yelp or a walk-in would randomly walk by. And in fact, I would go around to the local businesses and pass out my business cards, hoping somebody would be crazy enough to eventually call me. And if you guys think about that, young girl walking around passing out business cards saying, hey, I'd love to do your hair. That's pretty crazy. The only thing they knew about me was me and my personal appearance and my business card. There was nothing that established me as a good stylist. Who would be crazy enough to get their hair done by some random girl that just came up to them and handed them their business card? Like, that's actually insane. And these are actually some photos of me when I was in beauty school doing a fashion show. And again, I totally thought that I had this on lock, that I was going to be able to build a clientele super quickly. So it was to the point where I only had a few clients a week on a busy week. I would look at my schedule and I had a few root touch-ups, or maybe one of the other stylist clients would come in and they're like, oh, can you cut my kids' hair while I'm here? And I was like, yeah, awesome. Like, that was a busy week for me. And I saw my coworkers taking client after client after client while I was honestly just sitting around hoping somebody would need me to shampoo because I was so bored. I wanted to grow, but there just was no business. There were weeks where I made only $152.50, including tips. And I think about that number and I'm like, oh, I remember at that time being so discouraged, like, yay, I made $100, this week. Like, that's awesome. And that was including tips. So I was making nothing under minimum wage, working 40 hours a week, sitting in the salon, hoping that clients would come to me, and nothing was happening. I remember trying to do like all the traditional things. Here's actually us at a cut-a-thon. I tried to do clients and get clients from like free things like that. I tried doing free haircut with color deals. I offered 10% off. I did Groupons and discount sites. I did back to school specials. And I even gave away entire services for free, hoping that those people would eventually turn into real returning clients. And spoiler alert, hardly any of them did. And if they did come back, they wanted another deal or discount. So that sucked because I was putting out all this hard work. I was taking Groupons, and I think the Groupons at the time were maybe like $100, but then I would make $12 off a complete cut and color service by the time Groupon took out their fees and I took out my commission and I paid for my color or whatever it was. I was making $12 for a full highlight and haircut service. And so when those people came back, first off, I was making no money. I was basically not even making minimum wage. And then when they did come back, they wanted another deal. They wanted another Groupon, or they wanted another free cut. Or if they brought their daughter to me or their, sister to me, they wanted a deal. So I wasn't attracting real good clients. I was getting people that didn't respect my value or my expertise, and they most definitely were not dream clients in the slightest. So you guys are going to hear me say this term a lot, but dream clients, these people were not it, okay? They would tell me how to blow dry their bangs or tell me that I was doing something wrong or question my judgment. And as a new stylist, this is hard, right? We've all been there at some point or another. Maybe you're there right now, or maybe that was 20 years ago, but it's so hard when you get a client in your chair that doesn't respect your value and doesn't respect your expertise. Again, they weren't dream clients in the slightest. So basically, Instagram had just come out for consumers. Everybody was using it. And so I decided to make an Instagram account, but I started posting up my hair photos alongside photos of my dog and my latest #foodstagram. Okay, so here's actually a screenshot of my Instagram page. You can see me and my husband. You can see some wedding hair I did. There's a photo of my dog. And I was wondering why I still wasn't getting any new clients or business from it. And I was like, okay, well, I'm posting hair work. Like, I see other people doing that. Like, maybe this will grow my business. And these are actual photos I posted in 2013. And I always say, what was I thinking? I was a huge fan of the filter, the Instagram filter, and definitely a huge fan of the collage for sure. But these are photos that are from my Instagram page and things that I thought were going to get me new clients. And here's actually a screenshot of my Instagram page. You guys can see there's lots of hair work in there, but there's also lots of other random things. There's some flowers, some pizza, some photos of my dog's donut, not really sure, a photo of my shoes. This is what I thought was going to get me more business in my chair as a hairstylist, and it didn't. I honestly had no idea how to take good hair photos. I didn't know how to write captions, or definitely not write captions that would actually turn into clients. I didn't know what hashtags to use or why I should even be using hashtags. I didn't know how to pose my clients or even ask them how to take their photos. So I'd have clients and I'd do an amazing job on their hair, and I was like, wait, can I get a photo of your hair? Because it looks really cool. So I didn't even know how to awkwardly ask them to take their photo, let alone how to pose them. I certainly didn't know how to gain followers, or that you should even try to gain followers. And lastly, I did not know how to get clients from Instagram. This was stuff that I didn't know. I just was throwing it out there to the wind and hoping something would stick. And so I decided to create an Instagram page, but I remember thinking that I didn't want to have a business hair page because I thought it was too much work and I didn't even know if I would get business from it. I specifically remember that moment where I was like, I don't need that. What I'm doing isn't working, but I don't want to put effort in into an extra Instagram account and have to worry about a business page and make it look all pretty. I don't even know if that's going to work. But at the time, I was barely making any money. I had just gotten married and I could barely afford to pay our rent. We had just moved into a studio apartment. It was 450 square feet. No joke. Our refrigerator was next to our bed. It was super tiny. We could barely afford to make rent. My husband was supporting us. And at the time, I wasn't bringing home any money. And I was like, okay, something has to change. I can't continue on like this. Otherwise, I don't know what we're going to do. So I decided to make a change, and I decided to create a brand new account devoted specifically to my hairstyling work. And this is a screenshot. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of my page, you guys can see this is what it looks down at the bottom. And if you go all the way down there, leave a comment because I love the fact that people go all the way down there. But this is exactly what it looked like at the time. And I was no longer posting hair photos alongside of my dogs and my Starbucks and my donuts and all the other random things I thought were cool on Instagram. I decided to start posting intentionally, and I decided that I was going to use this platform as a tool to change my business and my life. I started to figure out what worked and what didn't. And guess what? It changed my life. It really did. I started to trial and error things. I started to try new techniques. I started to invest in learning how to market and brand myself as a stylist. And honestly, all of this stuff on Instagram comes down to branding and marketing. And so I invested in learning from people outside of our industry and learning from people inside our industry. I started to learn how to take photos and all of that stuff. I wanted to grow my business and I was ready to put in the work. And guess what? It freaking paid off. So in July of 2015, I was booked out a few days a week, but I was ready to grow more. So I started to dive really deep into learning how to use Instagram to expand my business and reach. And at that time, I remember I would have my days were pretty full. I definitely had some spots open and I would look forward to the next week and it wasn't that booked. And then it would start to fill in, but I wasn't as booked as I wanted to be. I knew I needed to do something. So I started to market to my ideal clients. And after a little while, I actually started getting new clients from Instagram every day. I remember when clients started contacting me from Instagram saying, "Hey, how much do you charge?" Or, "Hey, do you have an opening?" And I was like, what the heck? Like, this is actually working. I remember thinking like, okay, here we go. So by January 2016, only 6 months later, I was booked out 2 to 3 months in advance with a wait list. People would contact me and they would actually wait in line to get to see me. And my clientele was built up of dream clients. I was doing hair I loved every single day and I was charging high-end prices for it. And the coolest thing is clients would come to me, they'd find me from Instagram and they would come in for their consultation and they would bring in my Instagram photos. And I remember feeling like, I freaking made it. Like, these clients are bringing in my work, things that I specialize in. And I was getting to do hair I loved every single day. I was getting to do balayages and blondes and foil work and toners and pastel colors and all the things that I wanted to do. I was actually able to do it. Because of all this, because of my insane growth, I was actually able to hire an assistant and open my own private 600 square foot studio. So that's where I work now. And actually, I no longer take clients. And as of today, I'm a full-time educator where I get to focus my time in helping more hairstylists grow their businesses. So not only did I shift my focus from gaining clients and building my business behind the chair to hiring an assistant, to opening a salon, and now I'm actually at the point where I'm full-time in education and I get to help hairstylists like you grow your businesses. I get to speak at hair shows and travel around to conferences around the country. And I also get to work one-on-one with brands as a social media influencer and content creator. You guys, this blows my mind that these are the opportunities that I get to have. And it's because of Instagram. I went from making $152.50 a week to making easily over $1,000 a day in the salon. So insane to me. If you guys would have told me when I was making that when I got my paycheck for $152.50 that week, that I would someday be making easily over $1,000 a day in the salon, making good money and doing clients I love, I wouldn't have believed you, because I was in such a low place to be able to look forward and say, you're going to make this kind of money someday. That would have blown my mind. To say that I was going to make over 6 figures as a hairstylist in a year would have blown my mind at the time. I went from begging people to be my clients through Groupons and giving out free services to people waiting months to see me. I went from a couple hundred followers to an amazing tribe of over 120 hairstylists who I get to help and inspire every single day. And this is literally all thanks to Instagram. I am so grateful that I get to call this my job. And you guys, as you can see, it has literally changed my life. And I want you guys to know that I'm not a special case. And you might have heard my story. You might have been like, okay, well, I'm glad that worked for you, Jamie, but that's not going to work for me. But here's the thing. I'm not special. I didn't have a celebrity clientele. I didn't go viral. I didn't start on Instagram when it was the early days and I got lucky by growing a following. I didn't do that. I had to put in the hard work. But I want you to know that I'm not special. And some of my students that I've taught over the last couple years have been able to change their lives and businesses too, all thanks to Instagram. And this is actually a photo of a couple of my amazing students. We met at a hair show up in Washington. They're incredible, but they were able to do things like make over $7,000 a month when they were previously making $1,000 a month. They were able to be booked out for months, getting new dream client inquiries every single day. Some of my students were able to take off Saturdays and spend more time with their families. And last but not least, some of my students were able to go into education and get asked to speak and teach at big industry events. So you guys, this is the most insane thing about Instagram, is the amount of opportunities and things, that can change your life through Instagram. And the best thing about these stylist stories is they didn't have huge followings. Again, these aren't people that had 100,000 followers to begin with. In fact, most of them had under 1,000 followers, which goes to show you that you don't need a big Instagram following to make more money or to have a business that brings you joy. And I want you guys to know that a lot of these things that we're going to talk about today are so crucial to be implementing in your business. And you don't have to have a big Instagram following. No matter where you're at, if you have 100 followers, if you have 500 followers, you can make these things happen in your business. In fact, I know stylists that have over 100,000 followers, yet they're not booked in the salon. They're posting things like have an opening next week or had a cancellation, right? They're not booked. And yet I know stylists that have 2, 3, 500 followers, and yet they're booked out months in advance. They have dream clients. They're making over 6 figures as a stylist. That's insane. So the following count doesn't matter. So real quick, I want you guys to think for a second with me. I want to talk to you guys about some of the benefits of using Instagram as a tool to grow your business. Now, obviously you've heard my story, you've heard some of my students' story, but I want you guys to type in the chat box, which one of these would be so incredible? So, and again, if you're watching this on replay, I want you just to think out loud, which one of these would be so incredible? So number one, you're able to attract the right kind of clients, which leads you to loving your job and showing up every day to the salon excited to dive into hair. No more waking up dreading your day because you have a crappy client that's coming in or your whole day is full of crappy clients. You're able to get those right kind of clients that you actually like spending time with. Number two, you're able to make way more money than before because you're attracting clients that value your expertise and knowledge and are willing to pay you for your services. So that's insane, you guys. You're able to make more money, raise your prices, and you're attracting people who actually will pay your prices, which is so cool. All right, number three would be you can start to design your own schedule and work when you want to, not when clients demand you work. So no more clients saying, hey, can you come in on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. or can you stay late for me or can't you just squeeze me in? No, you're going to have clients that are saying, okay, when do you have open? Or I'll wait for you. And last but not least, number four, you could create the career you want. So whether that means opening a salon suite, going into education, or even working part-time to be a mom, no matter what you want to do, you can create that dream job for yourself. So go ahead and type in the chat box what number you would prefer. Take a sip of my water here. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of ones. Oh my gosh, threes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them. Oh my gosh, all, yes, all of them, all of the above. 2, number 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the chat is just going by so fast and I'm seeing so many of you guys type in. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, I hope that you're nailing in which one you would want. But again, this is so incredible. And these are only some of the benefits of using Instagram as a tool to grow your business. So I know that Instagram can feel overwhelming and intimidating, but I have found a simple step-by-step formula that has grown my business and others. And I want to share it with you guys too. But one thing that I want to say is I want you to walk away from this class feeling inspired and ready to take action. That's why I'm going to share with you a strategy that you can implement and start seeing growth in your business right away. So it's one thing to watch a class like this and to listen to it. Again, if you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching this live, to listen to class and be like, okay, I got this, or I don't really need to learn this, or that's awesome and I totally want to do it, but then you never put it into action. And I don't want that from you. The fact that you're taking time out of your day to be at this class, to watch this class, means that you're different than other stylists. And I want you to walk away from this class ready to take action. It's one thing to feel inspired, but it's another thing to take action and put this into your business. So that's why I'm so passionate about you guys writing in your, cheat sheets or writing in your notebooks. And I want you to implement these things into your business because knowledge without implementation is nothing. I'm going to say that again. Knowledge without implementation is nothing. And I don't want you guys to waste your time by coming to this class, listening to all these techniques, and you walking away and not doing anything. So I want you to walk away inspired and ready to take action. You got it? All right, one more sip of my water. So let me preface with, in order to dive crazy deep into the 6 parts of the formula, this would be like an all-day class. And I know that you guys don't have that much time blocked out for it. I know you guys got about 90 minutes to block out with me. So today I'm going to go over the 6 steps of this formula specifically for hairstylists. Then I'm going to dive deeper into 3 key areas that I know will help you starting today. So like I said, I wish we had time to go into everything right now, but this class would be forever long. And so we're going to dive deep into 3 areas that I know that you can start implementing into your life and into your business right away. Sound good? So let's talk about the stylist journey. And so we're going to talk about the hairstylist journey. Now, I did a poll on my Instagram a couple days ago asking if you guys wanted to learn about the hairstylist journey or the client journey. And spoiler alert, we're talking about both. So we're going to first talk about the hairstylist journey. We're getting to the client journey a little bit later, but we're going to first talk about the journey that I see most hairstylists make when it comes to their careers. So this is actually a journey that I see is a very common path. And one of the things that I have noticed, not even in just my career, but in so many stylists that I follow, and either the path that can lead you to success and loving your job or the path that can lead you to burnout. So we're going to kind of walk through it, and you guys will see kind of how my story has really been involved in this journey too. So first, I see so many stylists graduate beauty school and they go from beauty school into assisting, which I think is awesome, but they just start assisting at any salon or start assisting for any stylist that'll take them on. And then eventually they become a stylist at that salon. And again, it might be a great salon, it might not be a great salon, but whatever, they become a stylist. Then they take the advice from beauty school and just start taking any and every client. Maybe their salon owner just starts giving them clients. You know, maybe you guys get a bunch of walk-ins or call-ins or whatever. So you start taking any and every client out of desperation because, of course, that's how you are told to build your clientele. Well, as we know, sometimes this ends up to leading to not so many great clients, right? You might have a couple clients you like, but for the most part, you end up with clients that are like not the best, which leads you to not being valued as a stylist. Your clients that you have, maybe they don't value your expertise, or they don't want to pay your higher prices, or they just aren't valuing even your time. They're showing up late, and so they're not valuing you, which leads you to not feeling creative. You're not getting to do work that you love. And, you know, maybe you learned a new technique at a class and you try it on your clients and they're like, no, let's just do the same thing. Or no, I don't want to pay extra for that or whatever. So that leads you to feeling not creative. This ends up to leading to not making very much money. Maybe you're just making ends meet, but you feel like, why as a hairstylist was I told I could make so much money, but I'm barely making it by, or I'm barely able to pay my rent? What the heck is going on? This leads you to being stressed out, which, trust me, I've been there. I've been so stressed out before where I was like, how are we going to pay these bills? And how am I going to continue to do this as a stylist? Like, I'm not making enough money and I surely don't love my job at this point. So what the heck is going on? And then, unfortunately, as you continue down this road, it leads into what I call burnout, where you're just done. You're over your clients. You're tired. You're not making money. You're stressed out in your daily life. You're stressed out in your family life. You're not loving your career. You're waking up stressed out and not wanting to come to work, which ultimately leads to quitting. And I see so many stylists go along this path, whether it's in the first 5 years of their career, maybe they're not seeing the success that they want. Maybe they went down this path really fast, or maybe it's been the slow path over time, over the last 20 years, 15 years as a stylist. Whatever it looks like, I see so many stylists go down this path. And I call this the wrong path, but unfortunately, it's a typical path of hairstylists. And the sad thing is there's so many moments and opportunities along this path that you could have made a decision to change, but we didn't because we just kept going along it. And sometimes we didn't know how to change. So I'm going to walk you guys through what I call is the right path of a hairstylist. Now, this would be the ideal path that I would follow. Now, if you're a stylist that's just starting out or you are in school still, please pay attention. This is going to be something you really want to note. So first, you graduate beauty school. Then you would start assisting at the right salon with the right type of people, or for a stylist that actually cares about your education. They're giving you education you want and need, and they support you as you go through this journey. Then you become a stylist and start working at that salon. And you, again, are working around people that are supportive, for a salon owner that's supportive. You start attracting the right kind of clients from day one. Instead of taking random walk-ins or doing things like Groupon, you start attracting the right type of people, which leads you to enjoying your clients. You're having fun with them. You enjoy your conversation. You enjoy their time. You don't stress out about them. You actually have fun when they're in your chair. This leads to creative freedom because your clients are ready to try new things, or they're excited about what you're learning. And you're like, hey, I tried out this new technique. Do you want me to try it on you? Yeah, they're excited. So this leads you to creative freedom, and you're actually getting to do hair you want. This also leads you, because they love you and they trust you, you're valued from day one. You never have to overcome that, hey, Sally, I'm going to have to raise my prices. They don't care. They trust you and they value you from day one. This leads you to doing hair that you want to do because your clients are valuing your expertise. You're getting to do hair that you want to do. And of course, because they love you, they're referring more of their friends through Instagram or just through word of mouth. And of course, this leads you to be getting booked out more and more, which leads you booking out for months in advance. And because you're so booked out, you have to raise your prices. And so you're able to raise your prices, but because you've done this right path all along, your clients totally understand. They value you. They are willing to pay higher prices. And guess what? This leads you to being able to make your own schedule. So if you're like, hey, you know what? My kid has soccer on Saturdays and I hate missing my kid's soccer game, so I'm not going to work Saturdays anymore. Your clients, because they're dream clients, are willing to adjust their schedule to come when works for you. This ultimately leads you to designing a career and life you love. And let's back up for a second. So maybe after you've raised your prices, maybe other stylists start to take notice, right? Maybe other stylists around you or on Instagram, or other stylists are starting to take notice, which could lead you going into education because other stylists are wondering, what the heck are you doing right? How are you booking all these clients? Or how are you, learning your techniques? Whatever it is, this could lead you going into education or even opening a salon. So whatever it is, this journey that's the right path can lead you to education, opening a salon, taking that next level in your career, and even just designing a life and business you love. Now, I see a lot of you guys writing in the chat box saying like, this sounds amazing. Of course I want that, right? And some of you might be thinking like, okay, yeah, well, that sounds great, Jamie, but I've already been in my career. I'm already at the point where I'm at the burnout phase. Like, I can't go back. Like, what do I do now, right? And that's where I was. I was at the point where I was stressed out. I wasn't making money. I was at that phase of burnout where I was on the edge of quitting. And I remember crying to my husband saying one day, I don't know if I can do this. Like, what am I going to do? And so if that's you right now, I want to talk to you guys about the start over path. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching this right now feeling like, okay, again, what do I do? So let's talk about this. First, you graduated beauty school, you assisted at a salon, you became a stylist, and you started taking any and every client because that's what you were told to do, which led you to not charging enough, not being valued, not enjoying your clients, and ultimately stressed out and not enjoying your job. So no matter where you are on this journey, maybe you're at that point where you're just taking any and every client. But if you continue down that road, you're going to end up to the point where you're ultimately going to burn out or quit. And I don't want that for you. So maybe you're not charging enough, or you're not valued, or you aren't enjoying your clients. You're waking up every day stressed out, not wanting to go to work because you're not enjoying your job. So no matter where you are on this path, I want you to know that you can make a change, that you can make a change starting today and ultimately lead you on the path to loving your life. So let's say you're at that point where you're stressed out and you're ready to like, okay, I'm going to make a change. So you start to market to those dream clients, which again leads you to attracting more of those dream clients, ultimately leads to creative freedom, doing the kind of hair you want. You're booked out more, you're valued more, you get booked out months in advance, and you're charging more because you're booked so far out, you have a wait list. other stylists take notice, which could lead into education or opening a salon or whatever that next level looks like for you. This could also lead to less hours, working less hours, making more money, working smarter, not harder, and ultimately loving your life and career. So no matter where you are, unless you're at the point where you've already quit your job, and even at that point, you could still start over and make a change and fit your life into this hairstylist start over path so that you don't end up on the burnout phase. You could be working towards loving your career and your life. And so I know that you guys know the path to loving your job and life could lead you to, but you need to know how to actually pursue that path. So you might be asking me, okay, Jamie, I love that, but how do we actually do that? And I want you to know that you can make this change so that you don't end up quitting or burning out. And this is what I call the Instagram formula. Like I shared with you guys in my story and in my student story, and even in the hairstylist journey, that there is a change that you can make, and Instagram could be that change for you. So I hope that this has gotten you guys inspired and ready to take action. We're going to dive into the Instagram formula. So if you guys are excited about that, go ahead and type a yes in the chat box. I see some yeses flooding in. I am so excited. This is going to be so rad. And here we go. So the Instagram formula. So obviously as hairstylists, we're super used to using formulas in the salon, whether we're cutting a client and we have to use a formula for the haircut, or we're using color and we're mixing up an actual formula. We use formulas all the time in the salon. When a client comes in, we set ourselves up for success by creating a specific formula and plan for their hair. So think about it. If a client came to you for a color correction and you just grabbed some bleach off the shelf or maybe some color and you just started to mix it up without really having a strategy or formula in place, you would be in huge trouble. And obviously that would be crazy. You wouldn't do that. At least I hope you wouldn't do that. I wouldn't hope you to start mixing up bleach and just start applying it to the hair without thinking through with the client, okay, what are we going to do? By having a formula and strategy for tackling a color correction, it helps you go into it knowing what steps you're going to take so that you end up with a result the client is happy with. And obviously we want the clients to be happy, but we want this to be a result that you're happy with too. So obviously, as you're going through your color correction or any type of service that you're doing, you may have surprises that come up along the process and things that you might need to adjust or pivot. But by having a plan of action to go with helps keep you on track. The same goes with your Instagram page. You have to have a strategy or else you may end up down that wrong path and end up with the undesirable result, right? And that undesirable result, again, would be getting burnt out, not loving your job. And I want you guys to have a strategy in place. And again, things might need to adjust. Things might need to pivot. Things might need to be reformulated, right? But by having that strategy and system in place is going to help you so much down the road. So this is what I call the Instagram formula for hairstyles. We're going to walk through it. And basically it starts out first, we got to start out with a foundation. Now we're going to walk through these a little bit deeper. So I'm not going to go super deep into it right now. But first we got to start out with a foundation for your Instagram page. Then we're going to go into the basics and setting up your page for success with the basics. Then we're going to go into the visuals. So this is things like photos, videos, Instagram stories, etc. Then we're going to talk about the cohesive page. You have to have a cohesive page and brand. Once we've set up the rest of those things, the foundation, visuals, and basics, we got to have a cohesive page that shows off your brand and gets people to want to click onto your page. Next, once we build that, we're going to start to grow your page, get more of those dream followers, get more of those dream clients. But you understand that you have to have those 4 things before you can start to grow a page. And we'll talk about this a little bit later, but I see so many stylists trying to grow their Instagram pages without having a formula in place and without having those 4 things behind it and underneath it as their foundation. And that's why the growth isn't working. So without those 4 things, that growth method isn't going to work. And last but not least, you have to analyze, adjust, and maintain. So you got to look at your page. We're going to analyze things. We're going to adjust things and pivot, and then we're going to maintain what works and what doesn't. And all of these steps of the formula lead us to unique content that speaks to our dream client. So you guys can see how every one of these steps points in and leads to having a page that is unique and speaks to our dream client. And by having a page that is unique and speaks to our dream client, it can lead to gaining more of the right kind of clients while doing hair you love, making more money while creating your own schedule, And last but not least, being able to design your business and life around what you want. So I just think that this is so cool. And again, going back to what you want, analyzing what you want and really creating your life around it, which is so cool. So this is the Instagram formula. Let's dive a little bit deeper. And I want you to know that whether or not you have 100 followers or over 5,000 followers, this formula works no matter how many followers you have. And at the end of the day, I want you focusing on growing your business, aka making more money versus how many followers you have. So I want you to let me know in the chat box, would you rather make more money or have more Instagram followers? And I think this is a pretty simple answer. And I hope that most of you guys say make more money. I think the most important thing is making more money versus having more Instagram followers. So type that in the chat box right now. All right, so I'm seeing lots of them here. I'm scrolling through real quick. Lots of them saying money, 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 make more money. Oh, yes, money. Okay, yes, money, money. Definitely not more followers. I'd rather care about money. Yes, awesome. Okay, so you guys got the right answer on this one. At the end of the day, I want you to focus on making more money in your business, not about the follower count. Because at the end of the day, guess what? Your likes don't pay your utility bills, right? That's not keeping the electricity on. That's not paying your rent. Your followers aren't paying your rent. But guess what is? Clients are. Working with brands are. Working with other hairstylists are. Those are going to be things that make more money in your business. So I'm really excited and I love that you guys got that answer right. So first, let's go into the first step of the formula, the foundation. So we're going to talk about the foundation, and obviously think about it. If you're building a house, you have to first start with what? A foundation, right? If you didn't have a foundation, the whole house would crumble. And this is actually why I see so many stylists crumbling and not seeing the success that they want, is because they don't have a foundation when it comes to their Instagram page. So we have to start, before we can start building up that page, like I talked about, right? We got to set a foundation by asking ourselves these questions. And if you guys have your cheat sheets out, go ahead and grab them, because we're going to be writing down lots of stuff and even just taking notes in there. So the first question is, what is your goal with your Instagram? And 2, who are you talking to? So I'll give you guys a second to write that down in your notebooks and in your cheat sheets. So what is your goal with your Instagram and who are you talking to? So the first, what are your goals for using Instagram? So I want you guys to think with me for a second. Why am I using my Instagram page? Is it to get more clients? Is it to get booked out? Maybe you're a salon owner who wants to not only get more clients for the salon, but also to attract more hairstylists to work for you. Maybe it's to go into education, maybe to become like an independent educator, or maybe it's to work with like a certain brand. Maybe it's to just become more of like an influencer and start to do like more sponsored posts. Maybe it's to start a product line down the future, or travel and become an education, like in salon education or a rep. So think about it. What are your goals for using Instagram? I'm going to give you guys a second to write these down. And I hope you guys are thinking about them. And I know that there's so many different goals, and I know that there's a lot of stuff that can come up with this, but I want you guys to know that I see so many stylists that have an Instagram, probably most of you guys if you're watching this thing, but I see so many people that just post pictures and videos and stories here and there without really having a set goal in mind. And I want you to be really intentional about everything you do. You guys will hear me say this word a lot, intentionality, because at the end of the day, I want you to be intentional. Why are you posting that photo? Or why are you writing that caption? Or why are you editing the photo in that way? I want you to be intentionally thinking that this is going to work back towards my goal, not just posting a photo because you see everybody else doing it on Instagram, right? Does that make sense? By knowing what your goals are, we can base your posts around how we want to achieve those goals. So for instance, let's talk for a second. Let's say that your goal is to gain more clients in the salon, right? And maybe you are following somebody who their goal is to become an educator. So you see them on Instagram and they post a photo of a client and then they talk about their formula that they use. And so you think, okay, like obviously I saw that stylist that I follow who's successful on Instagram. They're posting about their formula. So I'm going to do the same. So you go and you say, this is my client Jenny, and she came in and we did a balayage on her hair and I did a teasy light effect. And then I went and toned her with a 9GB and a splash of 9V and blah, 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 right? But again, you just told me that your goal was to gain more clients, while the other stylist, her goal was to educate more hairstylists. So do you guys see how your goals are completely different? And if you had a client that landed on your page, they might be like, wait, what's a 9GB and a 7V and a teasy light? What's that, right? You have to think of, what am I doing with my goals on Instagram and who am I talking to? So that leads us into our next question. So now that we've determined your goal with Instagram, we have to define who you're talking to. So first, I want to talk about a dream client. You guys have heard me say this throughout this recording and throughout this video, but a dream client is basically somebody who is the perfect client. Okay, so I want you guys to picture in your head who would be the perfect client to you. So for me, a dream client would be the client we all crave, right? So the one that, you know, shows up on time with Starbucks for you in their hand. They, you know, buy product. Like, you don't even have to say anything about product. They just like ask about product. They never argue your price. They pre-book their next appointment. They tip really well. They are referring their friends. That would be somebody who is the perfect client. And I know you guys are thinking of somebody in your mind. Maybe you have a dream client that you're thinking of, or somebody who you're like, oh my gosh, I want them to be my client, right? So think of that person as a dream client. So there are a couple different types of dream clients. So if you're trying to build your clientele, you would think of your dream client as somebody who would sit in your chair. But if you're trying to build an educational platform, or maybe you're a salon owner who wants to attract more stylists, then your dream client would be a stylist who would take your classes or a stylist who would work for you. So you guys can see how dream clients might look a little bit different depending on what your goals are. And that's exactly why we go back to that example of that other stylist who's trying to build their educational platform. Their dream client and who they're talking to is completely different than who your dream client is. And that's why we have to go back to, what are your goals and who are you talking to? Because at the end of the day, this is completely customizable to you. Basically, your dream client is going to be anybody who would be the ideal person who is going to buy from you or be a customer. So I want you guys to think with me for a second. What does your dream client look like? And here's some examples you guys could ask, but what do they like to do? How old are they? Are they married? Do they have kids? What is their lifestyle like? What are their struggles? Maybe what services are they looking for? Maybe the type of services you're offering would be something that your dream client would search for, right? What kind of products do they need? What kind of products do they want to talk about? So this could be stuff that you talk about more on your Instagram. What are their struggles? Maybe their struggles are frizzy hair. So you could recommend ways to keep their hair not frizzy, or products that could keep their hair not frizzy. So I want you guys to think about for a second, what would my dream client look like? And ask yourself these questions. People make buying decisions with their emotions. So when it comes to Instagram posts, we have to think, would my dream client like this? And this is what we go back to every time we create a post on Instagram. All right, so now that we've established our foundation of what our goals is and who we're talking to, that dream client, we know who they are. And obviously I want you guys to take a little bit more time to think about that and to dive into it. But that'll be after the class. You guys can think about it, but just kind of writing those things down in your notebook will definitely help. Now we're gonna go into the basics. So why is the basics so important? You might be thinking, okay, Jamie, why are we talking about this? I already know a lot of this stuff. Why are we talking about the basics? But here's the thing. When somebody heads over to your Instagram page, maybe they land on your Instagram page because somebody tagged you, or they land on your photo and in a hashtag, you have about 3 seconds to grab people's attention when they land on your page. And in those 3 seconds, they need to be intrigued, know exactly who you are and what you do, and want to click the follow button. These 3 things are so important. So they say that the human brain has the attention span of a goldfish, which is about 8 seconds or something like that. But on Instagram, we are being bombarded with so many different things that we have about 3 seconds to grab people's attention. And we want to capture their attention that first 3 seconds they land on our page. So let's talk about your Instagram bio. Now, I know some of you guys might be feeling like, really, we're talking about the Instagram bio? This is so basic. Why are we talking about this? Because the Instagram bio is really important. And I see so many stylists, I land on their page and their bio is not completely filled out. So even if you feel like I can check out, my bio is looking really good, I want you still to ask yourself these questions. Does your bio have these 3 elements? Who you are and what you do. Secondly, your location. And thirdly, contact info. Now we're going to go deeper into each one of these, but I want you to be really asking yourself, does my bio have these 3 things? So the first one, who you are and what you do. So for an example, you guys can see here in this bio, this isn't my current bio, but this is an example one. You guys can see it says, I'm a hairstylist, a salon owner, and I specialize in natural balayage and blondes. I'm also an independent educator and a hair blogger. People can see that and know that from my bio. So you guys can see it says Jamie Dana, OC hair blogger, natural balayage and blonde specialist, owner of Pin and Plate Studio in Orange County, California, independent educator. So if a client were to land on my page, a dream client, and they wanted natural balayage or blonde, they would know immediately, oh, this girl does that and that's what she specializes in. If they were a brand or somebody I wanted to work with, they might be able to see, oh, this girl's a hair blogger or she's an independent educator. We should look into her for, getting education in our salon. So immediately, they know who I am and what I do in that first split second. Next, your location. You gotta have your city or region and preferably salon info on your page. Here's the thing. People are not necessarily going to search through your page or your website or send you a DM to find out where you're located. They're going to go on to the next person. And so we want to make sure that we have it somewhere in our bio, or at least if we have a business profile for Instagram, somewhere that people can find that out. So you guys can see here, it says OC, it says Orange County, and then it also has in the little clickable area in the business profile for Instagram, in those settings, I set it to Lake Forest, California. Now they can hit the directions button and find out exactly where I'm located. So location, super important. Next, contact info. We want to make it easy and fast for our clients to contact us. So even a phone number or an email in the bio, or having that business profile for Instagram, you guys can see here, I have an email, so they can literally click that email. It's going to send me an email and it makes it super easy for them to get a hold of me. These 3 elements are like your business card. So you want to make sure that when somebody lands on your page, they know who you are, what you do, where you're located, and how they can get a hold of you. You want to think of your bio as a business card. And without one of these 3 elements, you may be missing out on potential clients. So think about it. If you were to hand somebody a business card, you would want to make sure it had these 3 things on it. So make sure that your bio has those things so that you're not missing out on potential clients. And again, doing a quick little audit of your page will help you determine if you have those 3 things, even if you feel like, I've already got this, I don't need to listen to this part. This is really important. All right, so now we're moving on from the basics. We're going to talk about visuals. Now, this is a little bit deeper of a section, so make sure to pay super close attention. So in order to stand out on Instagram, you're definitely going to need to learn some basic photography skills. Now, I know that so many of us, our goal is to stand out on Instagram from every other stylist. And I want to share with you guys some basic photography skills that can take you to the next level. So first, we want to talk about for the first things we want to talk about are basic photo elements. And excuse me, you guys, sorry, I had a cough drop in my mouth and it's bugging me. These are going to be the 5 things of what I feel makes up a really good hair photo. So the first one is good composition. So the thing that we're going to look about for this would be like a rule of thirds. We want to make sure that the photo's spaced out really nicely. We want to make sure that it's not cropped weird, nothing's cut off weird. So good composition. Secondly, really good lighting. As we know, that lighting can change the way that hair looks from texture to color. So good lighting is really important. Next one, a non-distracting background. We'll talk about that in a second. Fourth, a high quality image. So whether you're using a phone or a camera, we want to make sure that the lighting's really good, that it's not too dark or too grainy, or that it's, not too blurry or something. So a high quality image. And last but not least, good hair. So of course, if the photo has all the 4 things, but it doesn't have good hair, it's not going to get good engagement. It's not going to attract clients to your page. So we want to make sure that the hair looks really good. I'm not going to judge you on that because I'm judging on Instagram, but come on, got to have good hair too. So Let's dive a little bit deeper. But one of the things that I always say is you need to see the images with the eye of a photographer, not just a hairstylist. And I think so often we get so excited about our client's hair. You know, we worked on it for the last 3 hours that we're just so excited that we forget to take a photo that a photographer would take. Instead, we take it from our hairstylist brain and we forget that there's all this crap in the background, or, you know, maybe the hair looks beautiful, but the composition isn't right. So we want to take off our hairstylist hat and put on our photographer hat while we're taking photos of our clients. So first, let's talk about the do's and don'ts of taking hair photos. So the first don't is don't take a photo with a distracting or messy background. Now you guys can see here, the first photo, she's got these like leaves hanging out of her face and the broom's kind of sticking up, kind of funky. We have some coffee cups in the background. Now it's not terribly distracting, but you're surely not looking at her hair in this photo, right? You're kind of like wondering what the heck's going on. The other one, we've got a bunch of products in the background. This is just something that's not very visually appealing. The next one would be do take photos against a clean, non-distracting background. Now you guys can see these are kind of like white backgrounds, and you don't necessarily only have to take your photos up against a white backdrop. It could be something that's, as long as it's clean and non-distracting, I'm totally okay with that. So you guys can see here's an example of this background, and the reason why it's non-distracting is because it still goes with my brand. It's the leaves and the plants in the background, but again, it's non-distracting. You're still looking at the hair in the photos, and you're still seeing how beautiful that looks. And because it's blurred out in the background, it's not distracting you and taking away from the hair. And on the page, it's not going to look like a mess. So clean, non-distracting backgrounds. The next one is don't post a blurry or out of focus photo. Now, if you guys have ever seen a photo like this, or you've ever taken a photo and you're wondering like, what the heck? Why does this happen? And you think it's because of the lighting. It's actually because there's a haze on your lens. So what you need to do is you need to clean off your phone lens or your camera lens and clean it off. So you want to make sure that you do set the focus point on your camera or phone and clean off your lens before you take a photo so that the hair is the one thing that's in focus and you don't get that weird hazy look. The next one is don't forget to check if the hair is messy or laying awkwardly. So you guys can see here, the hair color looks fine, but the photo is just kind of like blah because it's kind of just draped on the shoulder. So do prep the hair by making sure it looks clean, polished, and lays well before you take a photo. Now, both of these clients have contrasting colors on their shirts to their hair. So you guys can see with the blonde hair, she's got a black shirt. So this photo could look really bad if it was laying messy. So we want to make sure that it's laying really clean and polished. Same thing with the other one. Her dark hair against her white shirt could really stand out in a bad way if it wasn't laying nicely. So prep the hair by making sure it looks clean and polished. Next one is don't take photos with a cape on. So these photos are terrible. They don't look good, and they surely don't make the client look good. So do take photos without the cape or at least a contrasting color. And note, if they have to wear a robe or something, make sure that it's a simple design and not a large drape or with a pattern. So you guys can see here with the blonde, she's got a dark hair again. She's got that contrasting color, so you really see the hair stand out. And same thing with this brunette client. She's got a little bit, you can see it up against her skin tone. She's got a beautiful coloring going on, and it just looks really nicely. Now, one thing that I did notice with her, she did have a bra strap. So what I did was I actually had her put on a jean jacket. So this is a jean jacket that we had in the salon, and we kept it there for props for photos. So you guys can even see how it adds a little bit of just something different to this client on the left-hand side. She was able to kind of put it on, it changed it up from her white t-shirt. So you could totally keep a jean jacket, a leather jacket, even a couple different shirts or shawls or kimonos, whatever you want, something that fits your brand, and have your clients put them on so that your brand stays really cohesive. Or if your client's wearing something that you know won't fit with your feed, this is a really great way to add a little personality into your hair photos. Next don't take photos in odd, unnatural indoor lighting, such as yellow lighting or fluorescent overhead lighting. So both of these clients are standing in really bad lighting. You're not noticing the color of the hair. You're not seeing how beautiful it is. It looks brassy in the first one. It looks gray in the next one. And it's because they're standing directly underneath a light. And obviously, you guys can see that kind of shine light that happens over across the head. And it's because they're standing directly underneath it. So do make sure your clients aren't standing directly underneath a light above. And both of these clients have natural light Actually, the first client has natural light. The second one has a softbox light, but it's because they're not getting that shine light on the top of their head because we move them from directly underneath that light and we're actually filling the light from the side, not necessarily over above. So here's an example of good lighting and bad lighting. So this is my client, and in this first photo, it just doesn't look good. To be honest, if I saw a photo like this on Instagram, I would never want to go to that stylist. Her hair looks unhealthy. It looks frizzy. It looks brassy, like it looks stringy. Like, what even is this? And this is because she was standing directly underneath one of those overhead lights in the salon. And so what I decided to do was I moved her, no joke, 3 feet in a different direction. I literally turned her body. We moved her a little bit closer. I took her out from underneath that overhead lighting and I opened up the front door to the salon and let the natural light pour in. That's the same client seconds later. Look at the difference in the lighting and look at the difference in her hair. It looks shiny. It looks kind of like this beautiful rose gold copper color versus before it was hideous. So that's the difference between good and bad lighting, and no joke, a matter of 3 feet and just opening the front door. So it's a big difference. And I want you to figure out a spot in your salon that has good lighting. And a lot of times we just pick the spot that has the best background, but at the end of the day, I want you focusing more on the good lighting than the background. So figure out the good lighting spot and then work your background around that, not the opposite, okay? All right, now let's talk about mugshot photos. So we want to avoid photos like this. Now, technically, all of these photos fit under the criteria of good hair photos, but they're boring and they're not intriguing to look at. And I see photos like this on Instagram a lot where they're just kind of like front, back, side, side. I call these mugshot photos. So instead, we want to add in interesting photos. You want to have fun with your clients. Make sure that they're more intriguing. And these are way more fun to look at. So you guys can see she's shaking her head back and forth. We have her putting her hands in her hair, a close-up photo. This is just way more intriguing, way more fun. She's smiling. She looks at least like she likes her hair. Versus these photos, they don't look like they like their hair at all. These photos look fun. Here's another example with these clients. They're shaking their hair, putting their hands in their hair. I added some braids and added something fun to their hair so that it just adds a little bit more personality. So I see pages like this all the time on Instagram and they're lacking personality. They're only showing boring mugshot hair photos and nothing else. Now, again, this page would actually be really consistent. It's got consistent, backdrop, things like that. And technically all of these are pretty good hair photos, but no one wants to click the follow button on a page that looks like this because it's nothing unique and it's boring. It's totally predictable. You know exactly what's going to come next. It's just another back of the head or side of the head photo. So instead, we want to add personality. And you guys can see this page has more personality. It's unique. It's got interesting hair photos. There's a variety of close-up photos, different angles, unique poses, and a couple little salon details and product shots in there. And you guys can see why people would want to follow this page because it's got something unique and different. It's not predictable like the last page. So this page is boring. This page is fun. And it's literally just changing up your clients, adding in a little bit of personality, having fun with your client photos versus mugshot photos, okay? So here some hair photography suggestions. Make sure to book enough time to get photos after a service. So maybe that means even adding an additional 15 minutes to your appointment slot so that you have time to get those photos. Next, take at least 20 to 50 photos of every single client. Now, I know some of you guys might be thinking, that's crazy. But Jamie, I take over 50 to 100 photos of every client. And so you might be thinking like, what the heck? But I want to ask you, have you ever taken a selfie? Yeah, probably, right? So if you take a selfie, it's going to take you, 100 selfies to get one good one, right? So think of the same way as your clients when you're taking their photos. Next thing, get creative. So have your clients shake their hair, play with their hair, flip their hair upside down, and have fun with it. So you might be thinking to yourself, okay, Jamie, that's great, but what if I don't have clients that are the kind of hair I want to attract? So if this is you, I'm going to be sharing something at the end that will take care of this problem with a really easy solution that you can implement right away. So if you're feeling like I don't have any content or I don't have any clients or the kind of clients I have aren't the kind of hair I want to do, don't worry, I got you covered. We're going to be talking about something at the end, so definitely stay tuned. Your photos are going to determine what your page is going to look like. If your photos are messy or cluttered, your page is going to look messy and cluttered. That's why it's so important to have amazing looking photos on your Instagram page, because the photos are what make up the visual part of your page. And we obviously want you to have a visually appealing page. So now that we've moved on from the visuals, let's talk about a cohesive page and brand. So having a cohesive page on Instagram is one of the most crucial things that gets people to click the follow button the second they land on your page. And unfortunately, I see so many stylists on Instagram that don't have a cohesive page. And this is the thing that makes them not get a lot of followers or not get a ton of clients booking with them, is because their page looks messy. And in my opinion, this is one of the reasons why some people attract more followers and dream clients, because their page looks visually cohesive. So what you want to do to keep your page layout cohesive, and grab out your cheat sheets and grab out your notebooks because you can fill this part in, you want to first use similar backgrounds. So by having similar backgrounds, this is going to automatically keep your brand looking cohesive. Now for me, I've got two backgrounds. I use a white background and a green background, or the plants in the background. So again, I have a couple different ones, but they look similar and they go together. Number two, use consistent lighting and editing style. So we want to make sure that we're editing our photos and consistently lighting our photos so that it looks cohesive on our page. Next, curate your photos so that they look good together. So I think a lot of times we get so excited about posting a new photo that we forget that maybe it doesn't go with our page at that point, but we're just like, we just did this client today and it looks amazing. We want to post it. So instead, step back for a second and think, would this go with my page right now? And if not, sometimes you need to hold off on posting it. You guys, I sometimes would wait up to a year to post a client's photo if it didn't go with my page or didn't fit with my page at that time. Next one is keep a consistent tone or color palette to your photos. And you might be thinking, okay, Jamie, this is nearly impossible for us as stylists because a lot of times we've got different clients, we've got different colors going on. How can I do this? Sounds impossible. Well, the last thing that I want to talk to you guys is planning out your posts. And I use an app called Plan to plan out my posts. And I'll give you guys a second to write these down real quick. But by keeping a consistent tone or color palette to your photos and planning out your posts, this is going to be how you keep your page really cohesive. So my favorite app is the Plan app. And what you can do with the Plan app is you are able to upload future photos that you want to upload into your Instagram. And you log into the Plan app, it brings up your current Instagram page. Now, you can't go back and delete or move around things. I mean, you could delete things on your page, but you can't go back in and rearrange things that you've already posted on Instagram. But what this allows you to do is it allows you to post things that you can do in the future. So let's say you just posted a blonde and then you upload another blonde and you're like, well, that maybe doesn't work. Maybe I need to post a brunette instead. So this app allows you to plan out ahead of time and keep your page looking cohesive. All right, so now that we've talked about our foundation, our basics, visuals, and a cohesive page, we're moving on to growth. We're going really fast here. So I want to talk to you guys about actually growing your page. But before I share with you how to grow your clientele using Instagram, I first want to talk with you guys about the journey that clients take to find their hairstylist. And again, spoiler alert, told you I was going to talk about this because it's really important. So every client goes through a journey of how they actually find their hairstylist. And I want to walk you through one of the most common ways that people find their stylist and how you can use this information to gain more of your dream client. So let's talk about the client journey. So phase one. First, the client's got to find you somehow, right? We're going to talk about how they do this, but first they got to find you. Phase two, they got to get to know you, right? So maybe they click the follow button. Maybe they get to know you. They scroll a little bit. They start to like you. They start to fall in love with your work. And ultimately, they start to trust you as an expert. This phase two is really crucial. And I call it the know, like, and trust phase. They have to get to know you. Then they start to like you. And ultimately, they start to trust you as an expert. Phase three, then this is when they communicate to you. So maybe they reach out through DM or send you a text or email or call to book an appointment. This is where they're reaching out and communicating with you. Phase four is when they actually commit. So they're going to book with you. And this is when they're making that commitment to say, okay, I trust you fully. I'm going to get my hair done by you. Phase five is the actual appointment when they come in for their appointment. And last but not least, the phase six, which is the follow-up appointment. So phase 1 through 4 is before the appointment. Phase 5 is obviously during the appointment, and phase 6 is after the appointment. So we're going to dive deep into before the appointment because this is going to be leading up to the actual appointment. So before the appointment, this is one example of how clients find their hairstylist, and it's through hashtags. So maybe a person's searching through hashtags, and maybe they're looking through local hashtags or an inspiration hashtag, or maybe even a specialty hashtag such as NBR, American Wave, Olaplex treatment, whatever. Then they see your photo on Instagram and your photo looks amazing. It stands out from the rest because you're obviously using the visual things that we talked about today. And they click over to your Instagram page. They see your amazing bio, they read it, they know exactly who you are, what you do, where you're located, and they want to contact you. So maybe they scroll on your page, they like your work, they understand your brand, they see your vibe from that cohesive page layout. Then either they click the follow button, or they click the contact button, or they send you a DM. So they reach out and they start to contact you. Then they talk with you and book an appointment. So this is all the way from phase 1 to 4. And this would be an example of how somebody found you through a hashtag. Now, I want you guys to know that we think a lot of times that when clients are doing this, it happens in a matter of minutes. They find you on a hashtag, they click the follow button, and then they click to book an appointment with you. Well, that's not exactly how it works. Sometimes this client journey can take an entire year or months or even weeks before they ever reach out and book with you. So a lot of times they'll click the follow button and then they don't actually reach out to you for a while. Maybe they have to really establish that know, like, and trust before they click the contact button and communicate and actually book an appointment with you. So I don't want you guys to get discouraged that if you get a new follower, it doesn't necessarily mean they're immediately going to book with you. That's why it's so important to be building that know, like, and trust with your dream client and consistently showing up on Instagram, sharing your brand and sharing your personality with them so that they can start to get to know, like, and trust you and ultimately convert into an actual paying client. So let's figure out how we could actually go out and get clients to find us. So the client journey, that's if a client searches out and finds you, but maybe there's a way for us to go out and find them. Let's talk about that. So this is what I call my 5+3 method. And this is basically reaching out to clients and basically handing out your business card in a virtual way. So what you're going to do the 5+3 method is to get someone to notice you, you should like 5 of their photos and comment on 2 to 3 of them. This is going to create 8 notifications in their notifications feed. And this will cause interest and may cause them to click over to your page. So think about it. Even if you just comment on somebody's photo, especially if it's a longer, more unique comment, they're more likely to click over to your page. Just liking a photo isn't enough to cause somebody to click over. So think about it. If somebody likes your photo, are you going to go click over to their page and check them out? Probably not, right? But if they leave a longer comment, you're like, who is this person? And you click over to their page to find out who they are. Same thing with the 5+3 method. If somebody were to leave 8 notifications, a couple likes, a couple different comments on your photo or on your page, you're more likely to be like, who the heck is this person? If you wanted to follow them and maybe it was somebody that you're like, hey, this person's totally fitting my vibe, right? Then you might click the follow button and get to know them. So the 5+3 method is a great way to reach out to people and to target them. Now, how to find people to do this 5+3 method on. So basically what you would do is you would figure out what your dream clients are hashtagging. Then you could go to those hashtags and find people who look like a dream client or a dream follower and do the 5+3 method on. So think about where your dream client, what they're going to be hashtagging, and go do the 5+3 method on them. Or geotags. Geotags are another great way to find local clients. So if you know a place where your dream client would hang out, you could go to that geotag and use the 5+3 method. So some of you guys might be asking, what the heck is a geotag? So to find geotags, you're just going to go to the search bar on Instagram and you're going to go and you're going to type in a local place. You're going to go to places, type in a local place. So for instance, when I was looking for clients, I knew that my dream clients love to hang out at local coffee shops. So I would go there and I would see photos that are tagged underneath there and I'd see people that I'm like, ooh, they would be a really cool client. So I'd click on their page, I would do the 5+3 method with them and basically reach out to them. So there are some guidelines with the 5+3 method. I don't want you guys to be stalkerish and like every single one of their photos, but I think liking and commenting on a few is kind of like saying, hey, I noticed you and I wanted to give you my business card, so check me out, right? Without obviously saying that. But again, thinking of our page as like a business card. This is our way to reach out to people. One thing you want to make sure is that you're commenting unique and genuine comments. Don't just leave an emoji or a generic comment like nice photo, because that will look spammy. The more unique, the more people will take notice. So for instance, I would go over to somebody's page and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love your shoes. Where are those from? Or your hair is gorgeous, right? Everybody likes getting compliments. So that's why this 5+3 method really works. This can help grow your following and dream clientele like crazy. You're targeting your dream clients and followers and reaching out to them. All right, so now we've worked our way up to growing. Now we need to talk about analyze, adjusting, and maintaining our page. So I want you guys to think with me for a second. Pull out your cheat sheets or notebooks. The most important part of your formula, once you have these pieces in place, is to analyze what's working and what's not, adjust what you need to, then maintain your page and continue with what's working. Because a lot of times I think we just keep doing things that we think are working, but maybe they're not the things that are actually working, and we're doing the things that aren't working, or we're wondering why things aren't working. And sometimes we need to adjust or pivot, right? Like we were talking about in our color correction. Sometimes we have to adjust things as things kind of process and formulate, right? So sometimes we have to adjust our formula and maintain with what's working. So I want you to think about your current Instagram strategy. I want you to type in the chat box, what is working with your current Instagram strategy? So I'll give you guys a second. Tell me what's working. Maybe it's the fact that you're using hashtags and those seem to be getting traction, or maybe it's the fact that you have a clean backdrop that you're using for your photos. Maybe you are using good lighting. So what's working? All right, so I'm seeing some hashtags. We got some hashtags. Captions are working. Photos are working. Clean backdrops working. Nothing's working. Okay. I'm seeing lots of different things in here. Oh my gosh, the chat's literally going so fast. Nothing. Okay, let's see. We got some photos here. Captions. My bio's working. Okay, awesome. Contact buttons working. Okay, nothing again. LOL, nothing. Okay. Awesome. So I'm so glad that you guys are sharing with me what's working. And I want you guys to think about this. Write it down in your notebooks, or even just writing it down in your cheat sheet. What's working for your business? And then what needs improvement? And I want you guys to chat in the chat box and tell me, what do you feel like needs improvement in your business? And I know that this can feel vulnerable. I know that it can feel hard to kind of sometimes admit things that need improvement in your business, but I'm going to give you guys a second to type that in. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of things need working, everything, overhaul my page layout, hashtags, my captions, my photos, my whole page, everything, LOL. Okay, all right, awesome. So I'm glad that you guys are typing those things in there, what works and what's not working. And I just want you guys to really kind of figure out, again, this is all part of the analyze, adjusting, and maintaining. Chances are you probably aren't exactly where you want to be with your current Instagram strategy. And from a lot of your guys' answers, that's what I'm seeing in the chat box. And I want you guys to know that using Instagram as a tool to grow your business as a hairstylist can be so effective and powerful, but it has to be used in the right way. It's the thing that can lead to more of those dream clients who not only love you, but you love back, right? That sounds amazing. You like them, they like you. It's all a great thing. It can help you take your business in the direction that you want it to go in, not where your clients are telling you, not where your salon owner is telling you, where you want your business to go. And most importantly, it can give you the life and business that you have wanted from the beginning. Using Instagram as a tool to grow your business can not just change your life, but it has to be used in the right way. So just as a reminder, we talked about these things at the very beginning, but the reminder of using the benefits of using Instagram as a tool to grow your business. And I had you guys write these down. So I know you guys said that you would love to be able to attract more of those right kind of clients, which leads you to loving your job and showing up every day to the salon, excited to dive into hair. You also said that you would love to make way more money than before because you're attracting the right clients that value your expertise and knowledge and are willing to pay you for your services. You could start to design your own schedule and work when you want to, not when your clients demand you work. And lastly, you could create the career you want. So whether that means opening a salon or a salon suite, going into education, or working part-time just to be a mom, no matter what you want to do, you can create that dream life for yourself. And at the end of the day, these are only just some of the benefits of using Instagram as a tool, but they're some of the most important benefits of using Instagram. So I don't know why you showed up today or why you're watching this, but maybe you aren't as booked as you want to be. You need to fill your schedule, and you know that Instagram is the best way to do that, but you're lost at how to actually gain new clients from Instagram. Maybe you've tried using Instagram as a tool to promote your work and grow your business before, but nothing seems to be working. You can't seem to figure out why others are getting booked and growing their followings and having all the success, but you just aren't seeing that growth for yourself. You're ready to give up on it. Maybe you're overwhelmed with all there is to do with Instagram. You see the potential of using it to grow your business, but you have no idea where to start or where to go next. You just want somebody to give you the guidebook to follow and tell you what to do. You're like, help me, just tell me what to do. You're stressed out and you're ready to give up. The feeling of burnout is creeping up on you and you don't know how much longer you can go. You need to turn things around in your business, and you know that Instagram can help you do that. Or you're just ready to take your business to the next level, and you know that Instagram is the way to get you there. You're ready to raise your prices, hire an assistant, go into education, open that salon suite, but you just need to grow a little bit more before you can do that. So whatever your reason is, I want you to walk away today knowing that there is a formula that can help you grow your business as a hairstylist, no matter what stage of the journey you're at. So whether, like I said, you just graduated, you're still in school, you're a brand new stylist, or you've been doing this for 20 years, 30 years, or you're at that burnout phase, no matter what stage you are at the journey, this formula can help you grow your business. And this formula has not only changed my life, but the lives of thousands of my students. And this is absolutely something that you can replicate in your business. My students aren't special. I'm not special. Like I said, I didn't go viral. I didn't get lucky on Instagram. None of those things happened for me. This is something that I know is replicable and something that you can use in your business too. By having a step-by-step system in place, you can start growing and transforming your business in just a short amount of time that leads you to loving your job. And I know that some of you guys are saying, heck yes, that sounds amazing, and I want to know how. So you could choose to stay on the path that you're on, but if you're not careful, you could be on the wrong path that leads to burnout and hating your job. Like I said, whether you're just starting out or maybe you're halfway down that path and you're realizing like, I think I'm on the wrong path. Like if you're not careful, that could be where you're heading. Or you could make the change, make that decision to make the change like I did and start taking your business in the right direction. Start attracting the right kind of clients, doing hair you love, and making more money by truly loving your job and loving your life. When I decided that I needed to make this change, my life transformed. But I want to let you guys know it didn't happen overnight. It took lots of time. I think a lot of people think that I'm an overnight success and that all of a sudden I became successful, but it took lots of time. It took lots of trial and error to figure out all these strategies and to come up with this formula. And I wish that I had this formula and strategy when I was first starting out and when I decided to make that change, because it would have saved me lots of time, lots of energy, lots of failed posts, to be honest, lots of embarrassment, and ultimately money, because we all know that time is money. So the question becomes, how do I apply this formula to my business and start on my path for more growth? So you have to make a choice. You could do it slowly like I did and take time and, trial and error and figuring out all those things on your own. Or you could do it the quick way through my step-by-step program, Oh Hot Gram. And so you might be wondering, okay, Jamie, what the heck is Oh Hot Gram? Oh Hot Gram is a proven step-by-step program that helps hairstylists grow their businesses with Instagram. It's designed specifically for hairstylists by a hairstylist, me. No one else is teaching Instagram like this. There are tons of other Instagram classes out there or how to grow your business with Instagram, but there's nothing designed for hairstylists that is specifically devoted to Instagram. There's other social media classes. Nothing like this. And it's absolutely the fastest way to learn how to utilize Instagram as a tool to take you where you are to where you want to be. So you might be asking, okay, Jamie, what is this program? What's inside? So inside the program are 30 plus videos and workbooks that go super in depth about everything you need to know about utilizing Instagram as a tool to grow your business. I didn't leave anything out. Everything that I've learned, all my trial and error, and the things that I continue to learn are in this program. Plus, you have 24/7 lifetime access to the program so that you can watch it anytime and you can rewatch it as many times as you need to. So unlike going to a class at a salon or at a conference or whatever, you walk away with what? Your notebook, maybe a few Instagram stories that you took, but you can't rewatch it. And so the cool thing about this is you could watch this at 3 a.m. You could rewatch a video if you need to go deeper into something or you're not quite getting it, or, sometimes you might need to rebrand or think things over. So this is the chance where you can rewatch it as many times as you want to. Plus, you get access starting right away so that you can get started and there's no need to wait. You could literally start today, right after this video if you want to. So you might be asking, okay, what's actually in OHOTgram? I love learning what's inside, so let's talk about it. So first, module number 1 is the foundation. So each step of the formula, we're gonna dive super deep. Now, obviously today, we could only go a little bit into each step of the formula, but in these modules, we're gonna go super, super deep. So in module number 1, we are gonna be setting up the foundation with your Instagram so that you can start moving and only growing in the right direction. This is a hugely important step that I see so many stylists miss and why so many pages aren't growing or aren't seeing success. Everything you do going forward with your Instagram revolves around the foundations that we lay here. So in this one, we're going to go really deep into your goal. We have a whole workbook to figure out what your goals are. We're going to go deep into who your dream client is. We're going to name them. We're going to give them an age. We're going to literally design this person about who your dream client is. Then we're going to go into your brand and standing out from the crowd. What makes you different? What makes your visual brand different? What makes your values different? And what makes clients want to come to you? And last but not least, we're going to talk about finding your niche and really standing out in that specialty. Because at the end of the day, there's so many stylists on Instagram. And again, that's why if you're feeling like I'm not seeing the success that I wanted to, it's probably because you don't have a good solid foundation set up. So module 1, it's a deep module. We're going to go deep. It's a lot of work, but it's going to be so worth it. And this is the foundation that we lay everything on. Module 2, we go super deep into the basics. So we're going to learn the Instagram basics so you can confidently lay out your page 100% frustration and overwhelm free. So if you feel overwhelmed by Instagram, how it even works, this is the module for you. We're going to go super deep so that we're walking you through step by step. Even if you feel overwhelmed by it, this is your module. Module number 2, Michelle says, I had resisted social media for so long because I found it incredibly intimidating. I mean, how could I possibly put out the types of images I was seeing other stylists do when I had no strategy in place? Jamie's teaching format is so thorough and easy to follow. Learning ways to make my work look more professional has actually made social media fun rather than daunting. I've increased my following, but more importantly, my clientele. I joined OHOTgram when I came back to work after a year-long leave, and I've gained a lot of my clientele back as well as new clients, all thanks to the program. OHOTgram is an essential educational tool for any stylist who wants to succeed. All right, so then we're going to get into module number 3, the visuals. Now, this is a huge module. I'm literally sharing everything I know about photography and video, and I'm going to teach with you guys the techniques of how I get amazing photos that not only show off my work, but keep the followers pouring in, including anything and everything you need to know about lighting and making your photos look like they did in real life. So we're going to go over a lot of the photography stuff. We're going to compare camera versus phone. Do you need a camera? I'm going to share with you guys step by step, side-by-side comparisons of what a camera versus a phone looks like. Client posing. This is an entire video about how to pose your clients and not feel awkward about it. I'm going to share you guys some of my go-to posing things and a whole video of how I actually pose a real client in real life. Then we're going to go into lighting, what you need to know about lighting. So if you need to invest in lighting, do you get a ring light? Do you get a softbox? I'm going to share with you guys side-by-side comparisons of photos with the two. Then we're going to go into editing your photos. So I'm actually going to walk you through how I edit my photos. So we're going to open the app. I'm going to edit a photo with you guys, show you how I edit my photos and videos. So this is a huge portion of the visual section that I think so many people don't value. But videos is the one thing that can grow your Instagram following. If you want to grow your following, if that's one of your goals, because maybe you want to start working with brands or go into education, videos is where it's at. But you have to do videos correctly. So this entire section of the video module or the visuals module is key. We're going to talk about how to make viral videos that go, that do really well and gain lots of followers. And I'm going to show you how to edit videos to get them to go viral. Again, I'm going to walk you through exactly how I edit a video. I'm going to tell you literally cut this out, add music here, speed this up, trim this down. I'm going to show you guys how I do it. And it's fun because a lot of our students inside the Facebook group have been doing videos a lot more, and they're seeing the results of the videos and how the videos are actually gaining them more followers. They're getting more engagement, getting real clients from these videos, and how it's really deepening their relationship with their current clients. So it's been really fun, and they're seeing that videos are super important. So that's all in visuals. Module number 4 is all about your page layout. And personally, this is my favorite module. So we're going to talk about how to create a visually cohesive page that makes your followers and dream clients immediately fall in love with you the second they land on your page. And by the end of this module, you're going to have your personal style nailed, how to keep your page looking clean and cohesive, and how to show off your personality and stand out from everyone else on Instagram. So I want to show you guys a before and after. So this is Lexi. And she says, I started with the free class, but knew I needed more. So I decided to purchase the full course. And let me tell you, it was the greatest decision I could have made. Graham has helped me grow my business tremendously to the point where I'm booked out at least 3 to 4 weeks. And it only continues to grow. Every stylist I know or meet, I tell them about it and I highly recommend it. So this is her page before. And you guys look at her page after. After going through module 4, she completely added in these new photos. Her photos are amazing. She's got personality. There's a photo of her. It looks so clean and cohesive, and you guys can absolutely tell who her dream client is. I love it. Module number 5, we're going to talk about growth. And again, this is why so many stylists, they just jump the gun. They want to have more followers, but they don't have the foundation. They don't have the visual setup. They don't have those basics set up or that cohesive page. And that growth cannot happen until you have those other things. So we're going to talk about the client journey, how to actually get followers to become clients. We're going to go deeper into what we talked about today. We're going to talk about how to grow your page authentically, how to write captions that actually capture, connect, and convert your audience. I know that captions can be some of the hardest things to do, so we're going to go deep into writing captions. We're going to talk about hashtags, posting, and last but not least, we're going to go into influencer marketing and using your clients as influencers and how to get your clients to talk about you in a very authentic way that gets their followers and friends to become your clients too. So we're going to talk about how to increase your followers and clients so that you can make more of an impact and make more money. Because at the end of the day, that's important too. And module 6, analyze, adjust, and maintain. So we're going to go into things like the algorithm, your analytics. We're going to figure out what's working with your page so that you can create more of that content and focus on that and start creating less content that doesn't work, right? We're also going to show you how to maintain your page in under 30 minutes a day, which will help you feel more organized, less stress, and keep you consistently posting without having to think about it. So I'm going to set you up with a schedule that keeps you on track and so that you don't even have to think about it. It's really awesome. So Melanie's one of my students, and she said, when Graham, when I joined it, it changed my career, and in doing so, changed my life. Before it, I felt so defeated. I had just gone back to school thinking even though I loved doing hair, it just wasn't worth it. But Graham restarted me. Over a single summer, I gained 900 followers and amassed a clientele steady enough to allow me to start renting a chair in my dream salon. I'm my own boss, working with clients that work best for me, and I'm still having fun with my Instagram. Graham helped me get my career back and change the path of my life. And the cool thing is, since Melanie shared this with me, she is now a Pulp Riot educator and has since opened her own salon suite. She's growing so much, and it's seriously so fun to watch her grow. Deanna says, before joining Oh Hot Gram, my Instagram was, to say the least, a hot mess. The layout and the quality of my photos were honestly so bad. I had no branding and nothing was cohesive at all. I had no identity other than I did hair. Since I've joined, I've had so many light bulb moments, and I've literally grown my following and business by leaps and bounds. I'm currently booked solid for 6 to 8 weeks in advance, and new guests are willing to wait months to get into my books. I've been able to implement 2 price increases in the last year due to my growth. I truly can't thank Jamie Dana enough. She's been a huge inspiration to me and so many others. So I know that some of you guys are thinking like, awesome, I want to get into Oh Hot Gram, but I wanted to sweeten the deal and throw in a few extras for you because I like to hook you guys up and you guys are super awesome. So we're going to throw in some extra bonuses. So the first bonus is my mini training, the content creation bonus. So I know that it can feel super overwhelming trying to post on Instagram when you don't have any photos or the clients you have aren't the kind of hair you want to do. So I'm going to share with you guys techniques of how I gain tons of content that allows me to gather months, even years worth of content ahead of time. So some of you guys had asked, what if I don't have clients that are the kind of hair I want to do? Or what if I don't have clients at all? What do I do? This bonus was designed specifically for you. And when you join into Oh Hot Gram, I would recommend watching this video in the beginning to get you growing and creating dream client attracting content from the start. So as you join in the program, watch the welcome video and start with this bonus. I know that it's kind of out of order to start with this bonus, but this bonus is going to help you start to create content and start to kind of move you in that right direction when you're beginning in the first part of the program so you don't feel behind or you don't feel like you have content to post. This one is designed for you. And in fact, Karen, she's one of my students. She shared in our Facebook group a couple weeks ago, Jamie Dana, just wanted to let you know I'm so stoked that my page is looking more and more like my brand. And even though I have a small following, which is funny, she's got 1,500 followers. I don't know what she's talking about. Even though I have a small following, I've gotten so many appointment inquiries, which is kind of overwhelming since I'm still in cosmetology school. And I've gotten 3 different job opportunities from dream salons when I graduate, which I didn't mean to do, but I'll take it. I can't wait to see my future growth. Thanks. So Karen is actually a cosmetology student. She doesn't even graduate until a few more months from now. And this is what her page looks like. This isn't a before and after. This is what her page looks like. And she's utilized Oh Hot Gram and this content creation strategy to grow her page, grow her following. She's working with photographers and wedding styled shoots, things like that, to gain content for her Instagram page. And come on, you guys, look at her page. It is swoon worthy. I was shocked. My mouth literally hit the floor when I found out that she's a student. And the fact that she's already booking jobs, getting appointment inquiries, and the fact that she's got 3 different job opportunities from dream salons lined up, that's amazing. It doesn't matter where you're at in your career. This program can work for you. Next one is, I wanted to share with you guys bonus number 2, the Get Started Quick Guide. So my goal for you after you join the program is for you to literally get started right away. I want you diving in and starting on your road to success. So this guide is going to help you walk through the program in under 8 weeks. Elise says, as a busy mom of 2, trying to continue to grow my business, Oh Hot Gram was exactly what I needed. I didn't have time to research and master Instagram on my own, and then I found Jamie's program. Everything I needed to learn was instantly at my fingertips. No researching, no failed attempts on my own, and no wasted time. As a result, I've transformed my Instagram, my following, grown my following and my clientele, and most importantly, I haven't taken away time from my baby boys. Thank you, Jamie. Bonus number 3 is my favorite tools and resource guide. So you guys, I'm literally giving you all my favorite tools, all the things that I've found over the years that have worked and things that, you know, I love and use, and I'm sharing with them with you, from what camera I use to the apps that I use, equipment, all that and more. Bonus number 4 is all about Instagram stories and Instagram live. So these 2 features are one of the features that can really help to grow your business as a hairstylist and really get your audience engaged with you as a stylist on Instagram. And this is what can really establish that know, like, and trust factor we talked about earlier. So we're going to talk with you exactly how to gain more of that trust with your audience through Instagram stories and Instagram live. And the last bonus, which is my favorite bonus, the private members only Facebook group. So if you guys don't know, I don't offer educational support or coaching outside of the OHOT Graham Facebook group anymore. So if you reach out to me through DM or email and you're like, hey, can I get your feedback? Or can you look at this for me? Or can I get your opinion? Or can I pick your brain? I can't do that. The only place I offer feedback is inside my Facebook group for my students. So this is where you can personally ask me questions and get my opinion or feedback on something. And not only do you get feedback to me, but it's an incredible resource because you have the access of thousands of other like-minded stylists who are learning Instagram like you. So you can literally jump in the group, ask a question, and get your question answered. And one of the things, this is some of the feedback from some of our students, but one of the things that Ashley says is, I loved being part of the Facebook group, making tons of new hair buddies, and being able to personally get advice from Jamie. And Kimberly says, hands down, I can go to that place, ask a question, get an answer, and within a day, they want you to succeed, which is super cool. It's a huge community. And unlike free Facebook groups where they're free and people are just literally saying, follow me on Instagram, or can you guys go like my photo? This is people that have invested in their career just like you. So it's a high-level group full of high-level stylists just like yourself. So when you enroll today, you get immediate access to those 6 strategy-filled bonuses with the 30 videos and classes that'll help you grow your business and help you create the dream career you want. You get that 24/7 access to the membership site starting today. Again, watch whenever you want on your schedule. Printable workbooks, worksheets, handy checklists, and goal sheets to track your progress, and lifetime membership, including free updates. So no matter what updates I make in the future, you will be a forever member and always get access to anything new and exciting. So I actually revamped the entire program in August, and I've had students that have been there for 2 years, 2.5 years, 3 years, and they got access to the completely brand new course. So that's been really fun, is they got to go back through it and get to learn all the new strategies, because we all know that Instagram is changing on a daily basis. And so I'm keeping you guys up to date with anything that changes and updating those things, and you get access to any membership updates that I create. One of my alumni, Caitlin Lozano, says, Instagram has helped me build my dream clientele within months. I was even nominated by a company to be the guest artist on stage. I didn't apply. They found me on Instagram. This wouldn't have happened without Jamie's program. And by the way, you guys, her page looks amazing. Go check her out. Since joining, I've increased my annual income by over $30,000, thanks to more clients, raising my prices, and having more opportunities for retail sales. With those numbers, you can clearly see that this program is priceless. I tell any stylist they have to join, no matter what. You'll see a huge difference in your business, like growing a dream clientele, becoming an educator, and getting noticed by big hair companies and hair shows. So a lot of you guys are asking, how much will this cost? And so because I want you to be able to get started right away, you can get the entire program for a one-time payment of $597. And I know that some of you guys, it's a little bit more flexible to do payment plans. So we actually have 2 payment plans to make it easier to budget in. We've got a payment plan of $97 a month for 7 months, or we've got a payment plan of 4 payments of $157. So no matter which payment plan you choose, you can get started today, and you can literally start changing your life and business today for only $97. So if you did the payment plan today, it would be $97 today. You'd get access to everything, and then it would be 6 more monthly payments of $97. But I want to let you guys know about the money back guarantee. So if you're not satisfied, I'm not satisfied. If you're anything like me, you can't stand spending money on your business and not seeing results. So as you know, I've shared a lot of stories with you guys. I've shared with you guys my story, but OHOT Graham has a proven track record for creating results like substantial growth and new client inquiries. But for some reason, you might find that it's not for you. So if you can show that you did the work up to module number 4 and are unhappy with the course for any reason, let me know within 30 days of purchase, and I'll give you a full refund. No problem. So there's literally no questions asked. If you show that you did the work, you put in the work, and you're not satisfied with the results, just let us know and we'll give you your money back. So to recap, I want to let you guys know that you can join into OHotGram if you want to start growing your business in the right direction, start attracting more of those dream clients, making way more money than you could even imagine, and truly create a business in life that brings you joy. This is your key to success. I wish that I would have had this formula because it would have saved me over 3 years of trial and error. This entire live class exclusive package includes lifetime access to the entire program, including any updates I make and the fact that you can go rewatch any videos. And I want you guys to think of it like this way. I'm your new social media strategist, and you're handing all the research and hard stuff over to me. It's literally my job to know what's working with Instagram, what's working with the algorithm, and what's not working. So I always keep my students up to date. If something's working, I'll let them know. If something's not working in my business, I tell them in the Facebook group. So you're literally handing over all that research and trial and error over to me, and I'm your new strategist. Plus, you get access to the private members group for members only. All the other bonuses and trainings that are valued over at $1,000, that content creation mini training, get started quick guide, the Instagram stories and Instagram live mini course, and my favorite tools and resource guide, and you can get started today for $97. But I want to let you guys know that if you decide to pay in full, so if you decide to do the one-time payment option of $597, I'm throwing in one extra bonus. I'm going to be doing a private Instagram audit workshop, and this is valued at $197 by itself. So in the private workshop, this is only for people who pay in full before the doors close. And I want you guys to know that this is literally not for past students. It's not for people to do a payment plan. It's for you. If you decide to pay in full this round, you will have the opportunity to get my eyes on your page. So I'm going to be conducting an Instagram page audit workshop, and you can apply to have me review your page during this class. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be at the end of March. We're going to give you a little bit of time to go through the program, to make some changes to your page, to really start implementing the strategies. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow you guys to submit your page to be audited. And if I pick your page, we're going to be doing this in the workshop. I'm going to be auditing your page and for everyone to learn from. So even if your page doesn't get chosen to be audited, you're still going to have the opportunity to learn from other people's pages what they're doing and what's working and what's not working. This is a huge bonus that only you get to be a part of if you choose the one-time payment option. So not only do you actually save money by doing the one-time payment option over the payment plans, you save $82, but you get this extra bonus on top of it for free. So it's pretty awesome if you want to pay in full. So you might be asking, okay, Jamie, this is awesome. How the heck do I buy? So what you're going to do is you're going to click the button below or go to ohotgram.com. And when you go to OHotGram, you're going to see a page that looks like this. You're going to scroll down. And as you scroll down, you're going to see a couple different buttons down there. So you're going to click to add cart button, whichever membership you want. There's also lots of other information on the page. You guys can read more about it. There's a chat box too. If you have any questions that you have for us, you guys can leave them over there. But you guys can scroll down to the bottom. You're going to select which payment you want and click add to cart. Then once you do that, you're going to see this page that pops up, and you're going to be able to fill out all your information. You're going to want to make sure that you selected the right one, because I know that there's a lot of buttons and there's lots of stuff on that page. So you want to make sure you selected the right one, the right membership. Then you're going to click next. And at the end, you're going to click complete my purchase. And once you click complete my purchase, you're going to see a page that has me doing a happy dance and basically saying, woohoo, I'm so excited you're in and you joined the program. And then at the very bottom of that page, there's actually a little link if you want to download some graphics to share on your Instagram page, sharing that you joined in OHotGram. And of course, tag me in those because I want to know that you joined. Then a few minutes later, you're going to get an email from us with all the information about how to join the Facebook group and how you can get started and log into the membership site. So when you sign up today, you get full access to all the videos, all the workbooks, checklists, bonuses right away. There's no need to wait. You could literally start learning right today if you want to. And because you're super awesome and you stayed and you watched this video till the end, you're going to get my How to Beat the Algorithm guide for free. So you're going to receive it in an email with the replay of this class when I send it out. Whenever you're watching this, if you're watching this on the replay, you probably got this in your email with the replay video. But I just want to say thank you for watching up to this point. And the fact that you're going to get this How to Beat the Algorithm guide is really incredible. Like I said, it's exclusive to this class. So it's just my thanks for saying Thanks for being here. So now we're going to go into the Q&A portion. So why don't you guys start typing in the chat box your questions that you have for me. And while you guys are doing that, Mark's actually going to get them set up in my little chat box over here. So I'm going to switch over so I can see. And while you guys are typing in your questions, and if you're watching the replay, there won't be a chat box, but you can still watch this portion of us. So one of the questions that I get asked a lot while you guys are typing this in, I thought I would go over a couple questions that you might have or something that you might be thinking. So one of the first ones is, I'm a salon owner, Jamie. Will OHOTgram work for me, or is this more geared towards the individual stylist? And I love this question. I get it asked quite often because it obviously sounds like we're talking to more individual stylists. Here's the thing. At the very beginning in Module 1, we're going to dive deep into the foundations of what your goals are and who your dream client is. So no matter what your goals are, maybe as a salon owner, it's to get more clients in the door or to increase retail sales or to maybe get more stylists to come work for you or to promote your own brand or promote your classes, whatever that looks like, we're going to establish that in the very beginning. So if you're a salon owner, you're an individual stylist, you want to go into education, you're a freelancer, whatever that looks like, it's completely customizable to you. And yes, we've had lots of salon owners go through the program and they've had major success for it. So it is geared towards whatever you want it to be if you're in the beauty industry. So yes, if you're a salon owner, it will absolutely work for you. And there are certain things where I say, if you're a salon owner in the program, I would do it this way. If you're a stylist, I would do it like this. So we definitely make distinctions throughout the program. So yes, it totally would work for you. Another question you might have would be, would OHOTgram work for me if I'm still a cosmetology student or just became a stylist? Or should I wait till I get a little further into my career? So I get this question asked a lot. And here's the thing. I wish that I would have had something like this when I was first becoming a stylist or a cosmetology student. I wish that this would have been something that I had, this formula, this strategy in place to help me grow my business. But at the end of the day, sometimes we don't have resources like that. So now with OHOTgram, you do have a resource like that. And so I would definitely recommend, like Karen mentioned in her testimonial of what she shared in our Facebook group, how she's grown and how she has opportunities that she didn't have. And if you're a stylist just starting out, maybe you're assisting or you're a cosmetology student, here's the thing. As a salon owner, I am absolutely looking at the Instagram pages of potential applicants to see if I want them to work for me. That is something that totally goes into my decision as a salon owner. So yes, if you're a cosmetology student or just became a stylist, I think that this will help set you up on the right track so that you can start growing your business in the right direction. And the last question that you might be asking yourself is, okay, well, what if I'm already pretty booked and I don't really need new clients? Would this still be a good fit for me? And one of our students, Colleen, you guys can check her out on Instagram, Color with Colleen. Her page is beautiful. But she just shared this with me a couple weeks ago in our Facebook group. She said, I've only been doing the program for about a month, but I've gone from 1,600 followers, to over 3,000 followers in a month, you guys. That's crazy. I also will say that I've been booked out for 3 months for a year or so, and I wasn't accepting new clients. But this program made me realize that I only had 50% of dream clients. So I raised my prices, cut out some people that weren't coming to me for my expertise, and I started to attract my dream clientele. And so that's something that's really important to be thinking about of maybe you are booked in the salon, but are they really dream clients? Are you creating a schedule that you really want? Are you at a price point you really want to be? Are your clients happy with you? Are you happy with your clients? Those are all things that I want you to think about as you're thinking about joining OHOTgram is, am I really happy with where my career is? Maybe you want to go into education. Maybe you're kind of at the point where you're like, cool, I built my salon business. I'm happy with it, but I want to take my career to the next level. Maybe that's going into education or opening a salon. And here's the thing, Instagram can help you do that. Like I shared with my journey, I not only grew my salon business, opened up a salon, hired an assistant, but now I'm in education full-time and I work as a social media influencer with brands. So again, that foundation module is really going to tailor to what you want to do as a stylist or as a salon owner, whatever goals you have, we're going to be able to tailor your journey to what you want to do with those goals. And that's something that's really cool. All right, so let's switch over to the Q&A. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Hey guys. Okay, let me exit out of here real quickly. You guys can see me. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to dive into the Q&A for people who are here on the live. I see so many of you guys asking questions, which is super awesome. If you guys are watching the replay, this is the final part of the video for you guys. So we're going to turn it off and we're just going to be doing Q&A with the live people. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're watching the replay and you've watched till this point, thank you so much for being here to this point. And if you guys want to join in OHotGram, you guys can go to ohotgram.com, literally ohotgram.com. And if you guys have any questions about the program or you're maybe on the fence about joining the program, go over to ohotgram.com. On the website, we have a little chat box in the corner and you guys can chat with us, ask us any questions that you might have about the program, or you can always send us an email at jamie@jamiedana.com. It's the email in my bio on Instagram. So you can send us an email there if you just have maybe a question of, would this be right for me? Or wondering if the program is something that would work for you, or wondering if maybe your business is in the right place. Shoot us your question, ask us your questions, and let us know if there's something that maybe you're on the fence about, because we want to make sure that we're getting the right people in the program. And I will say that the program isn't right for everyone. So if you're feeling like on the fence about, is it right for me? Go ahead and shoot us an email. Go ahead and type in the little chat button on the website, and that'll definitely help you kind of work through this stuff for sure. So thank you again so much for being here. For you guys watching on the replay, for those of you guys who are tuning in live, let's go and head on over to the question and answer. So bye everybody watching on the replay, and let's go over to the questions.